So when I found the diagnosis, we had a treatment plan. I also found out another thing that was critical in my recovery was that I carried the BRCA gene. And so the BRCA gene is really the culprit. It doesn't matter what your lifestyle is or you are vulnerable to having this cancer. So Dr. Velez and I got a second opinion, but he put together a treatment plan for me. And I remember um, the first dose of chemo, I had a reaction to it, and I'm like, oh, I want to stop because people will tell you, don't do chemo, just drink this soursop leaves, and don't do chemo, just pray. This person did it, you can do it too. It is all about your relationship with God and what God has impressed on you to do. So nobody should tell you what to do. It is your relationship. And it was so apparent to me what God was telling me to do. He wanted me to do the treatment, the chemo. He also wanted me to change my eating habits from being eating um, oxtail and so take away all the meat. Oh my goodness. Yes. And I could not eat a meal without chicken or beef or, yeah. So I took away all the meats from my diet and we juiced and we had everything natural, no process, lots of water, just having the support and the prayer. I look forward to my prayer family. We would come online, we would fast, do prayer and fasting for 24 hours every week. So I look forward to that. I didn't work. I went on medical leave, so I was able to spend time in the Word. I did the Word every morning was the Word. I would stay in bed and the Word. And I remember sobbing, thanking God for the journey. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Thanking God for this journey. And I remember I drove a white Beetle driving down, and I remember, Lord, thank you for this journey. And I am sobbing and crying, thanking Him for this journey. And I felt so much at peace after. I cannot put words to it. But the peace, you know what it means? Like the peace, the peace that passeth all understanding. I used to be afraid to fly. Who gets on a plane? And this is what I understood. This is how I understood what it means to give it all to God. Because I couldn't there was nothing within my strength and my power. Nothing. It was all Him. And I love Him so much. It was all Him. And the people that you surround yourself with who are connected with Him, that strengthens your relationship with Him too. Because the people I saw, my best friend, Michelle, every day we did devotion together and we prayed. My hubby, oh my goodness. God knew when He needed me, He needed Lil to tell me I was beautiful in my bald head. And I remember one time in a low, because you do have low points, right? I after because my treatment comprised of chemo, then surgery. I had a bilateral mastectomy because of the BRCA gene. Um, that makes me 80% vulnerable to having cancer. I also had a hysterectomy because ovarian cancer, 50%. And again, it is all an individual. This is the choices I made based on what I felt personally with my relationship with God and my relationship with my family. So all the things that make a woman beautiful, right? Their hair, their breasts, having a uterus, you can be a child. This lady had none of that. No hair, no boobies. No, can I say that? No breasts. I was talking to my husband and I said, baby, I don't have hair. I don't have breasts. I don't have uterus. And even before I said anything, listen to his response. He said to me, baby, I did not marry hair. I didn't marry uterus. I married you. There's another burst of energy that I was the most beautiful person. Yeah. Things that women people look at as these are the things that make you beautiful or woman. Yeah. And he said that to me. Once he said that to me, I said, baby, if you ever think of leaving me, I'm coming with you. Because nope, this is it. You stuck with me in through all the throwing up and the up at nights because after chemo it's really and he would be there and cleaning it up with me for me. Spousal support. My mom would be there at my bedside. I would throw up like everything and she would say, Charmy, what do you want to eat? I said, Mommy, I just threw up. I don't want to. He said, but you have to have something on your stomach. My mom is 86 years young. And I said, well, you know what? I feel like eating bread. Just 2 seconds later, I'm smelling bread in the kitchen baking. She went and baked and anything that I wanted. My sisters, I told you, took turns every night for maybe 6 months. They would massage my feet before I go to bed. If they were not there, my husband would do it or my daughter would do it. I said every night. And my daughter, Abigail, my goodness, her job was to, every time she came from school, she had to make me laugh. I laugh, find some things to make, and we would sit, as soon as she come from school, we would sit together and she would just make me laugh, find jokes. And she would just make me laugh. I know what it is to have that peace that passeth all understanding. And you have to be able, what I've learned is you have to be able to sustain it. Going through that journey, you can forget. But it's a constant daily connection with Him. Whether through prayer, through devotion, you're going to be okay. And the other thing I learned about, no matter what the end result is, I'm happy that God healed me. Oh, I'm so happy that He healed me.